What's up, traders? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about how to manage your fear of missing out. Guys, it is absolutely important, very crucial for you to understand what your setup is and to sit on your hands when you see your setup does not form but the market is still volatile. I want to show you two examples that occurred today. So we have gold. Well, I've been following gold, and from yesterday during the New York session, we had a three-range session where the market consolidated in the New York session, the London session, and the New York session, Asia session, and the London session. Let me explain this to you so that you can understand. But before we even reach to the three-range session, we have Monday being day one. Tuesday breaks out and closes below the previous day's low. Tuesday becomes day two. Wednesday continues down as day three. So we have our low of the week set in the New York session yesterday. Today, what happened, as you can see, the market started to range near the close of the New York session. So we had this box here. How many pips? Around 60 pips. Then in the Asia session, nothing really happened. It continued ranging. Then in the London session, the market breaks out and quickly goes back in. So we've already triggered the low of the week. Now we have a new low of the week. Now, if you're my student, then you know that I only take trades at the low of the week, but there is also a procedure that I follow. So let's go to the procedure. So we already know we have this consolidation at the low of the week after 3 days of fall. So what do you really expect from that? Let me draw it for you. We have Monday setting the initial balance and then as day one. Then Tuesday continues breaking down as day two. Wednesday breaks down as day three. And then we have a consolidation. What do you think I'm expecting? I'm expecting price to break out or pin the low during the London session in the first hour. And then to come and retest again that low in the second hour to give me a double bottom with a W pattern with a breaking structure, retest, continuation. So this is the kind of thing I'm expecting. And as you can see here, today is Thursday, day 4 or day 3. Major news was present in I think it was a 10. Then we had a 3-session consolidation. Low of the day was set in London. First hour in the New York pins the low. So it was following my strategy. So let me show you. There are some things that will be helpful if you are keen or if you understand this strategy. So the first hour sets the low, as you can see, extends the low. But what happens? It comes back again into the low, but fails to reach this zone. So when I see this gap below the low of the day, I know that has a potential of being stop hunted. So I just write it down there, space for stop hunt. So if you're looking for a a continuation setup or a low hanging fruit setup. I explained it in a video yesterday. Check it out. This is what you are looking for as a signal. So if we have space below the low of the day, then I know not below but above the low of the day, price is not coming down to this area. Then I know the liquidity is below. It might not come today, but it might come tomorrow. But I'm not taking any trades that have this space below because I've been stopped out so many times. I can't do that. So what I was expecting was price to really come down, stop hand this space and tap into the liquidity zone. The liquidity zone is below the low of the week. Once we had tapped this, then I would be free. I would be very, very comfortable looking for a buy setup. Now, while this was forming, I was still looking at Nasdaq. And Nasdaq gave us a very beautiful setup. Now, I did not take this trade in my account, but I'm still building up my strategies, testing out what works, what doesn't work, so that I can have an arsenal of strategies when it comes to Forex. So, as you can see from Nasdaq, what happened today was that we have Monday as day 1. And then price breaks out day 2, Wednesday, day 3. Then Thursday breaks out again into the low. Okay? So, this is the low. As you can see, price breaks down, pulls back, and then we have this, I don't want to call it parabolic, but this is a squeeze. It's a squeeze. Price, I don't want to give it a name and confuse you. So let's just call it a consolidation. So price was tightly consolidating. And then in the first hour, price sets the high and the low of the session. The first hour, as usual. So in the first hour, price, it's a lot of noise. But in the first hour, price sets the high and the low of the session. As you can see. And then in the second hour, now this followed my strategy perfectly. But it did not reach the low of the day. So I could not take this. But this is what I expect. The first hour to set the high and the low of the session, high of the week, high of the day, blah, blah, blah. Second hour comes and breaks down below the low of the session. Then we have a breaking structure, retest with an engulfment. Where's the engulfment? Here's the engulfment. So when you enter this trade, you have your stop below this loss and a risk reward ratio of 1:2. Now, this is not the trade I was looking at. I was looking at the bigger picture. Since we had this squeeze breaking down, the market gave us a nice pump into the high. A nice pump. I was expecting price to continue breaking down. Nasdaq has a tendency of being irrational and breaking down uselessly. Let me call it that. Anyway, my point is that I saw this pump forming and it coincided with this trend line. So I was looking for a short scalp back to the low. And what happened? Price went up again, then consolidated, broke structure, retest, retested and gave us an engulfment at 10.18. That was the entry. So while I was getting into this trade, I was looking at my entry criteria, not for Nasdaq alone, but also for my gold to add positions. So with that, there was a beautiful candle that, I think it was this one, or this one. This process where you can add positions as the market is continuing to break down. Now, I'll cover more details on how to add positions and how to know that the market will continue breaking down. Because sometimes you can add a position and then the market reverses on you and you end up, losing the profits that you'd already made in the previous trade. So, as you can see, there are two trade setups that I know. So I know this trade setup will work, but I'm also looking at gold. I trade primarily gold. My goal is to become an expert in gold, understand it. I want it to become my beach. Anyway, my point is that as this market was continuing to push higher and higher and higher, you might get that feeling that you're missing out. You are missing out. You think that you're missing out because there is so much volatility. You see all these big candles. But as fast as they go up, that is how they come down. And there's no point in you trying to chase moves. If you try to chase moves, you'll never make money. This is the same as dating. If you're a man, the more you continue chasing women, the more you'll continue being single and being frustrated. It's the same way in Forex. If you don't let the market come to you, if you don't let it ripen, then you won't enjoy the fruits of your patience. So hopefully I've talked to somebody who maybe has a problem like that. It will save you a lot of money, a lot of heartaches, and a lot of mental problems. Anyway, hopefully you got value from today's video. Like, subscribe, because I want to reach anyway, I want to reach 1 million other traders. Hopefully you got value from today's video. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Peace out.